welcome. This is going to be a reading for the 2024 full moon in Aries, which is happening September 17th, 18th of 2024. And wow, it feels good. It feels like a release, feels like freeing, feels like, I don't know, let's get into the cards. Why don't we? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me. I did this read differently than I usually do. There's a lot of things happening this month, cosmically, energetically, and like tomorrow, for instance, is Friday the 13th, which I've always felt it's a lucky day. I just recently found out it was my mom, 13 was my mom's lucky number, and it is her birthday today. Absolutely good feels. And just big things are happening all around. Let's, without further ado, get into the reading. Going into this reading, I used two different oracle decks, so no tarot. And with the first set, the first three, I asked questions for each. So the first question is, what can we expect going into this full moon energy? Second question, what can we expect to experience while we're in this full moon energy? What can we expect to experience while we're literally going through the full moon energy? And then finally, what can we expect to experience or recognize coming out of the full moon energy? Full moon energies tend to last 2 to 4 weeks, if not longer. This full moon is going to be paired with a partial lunar eclipse, so it may last much longer, and there may be ripples of its effect that tie to us later on in life. So if this video is referencing anything you're going through or anything you're experiencing currently or at the time of this event, and its energy has a hold on you later on, go ahead, give this video a like. Go ahead and leave a comment. I love to chat with y'all, and also be sure to subscribe, okay? Go ahead without further ado and get into it. So for the answer to the first question of what energy to expect going into this this full moon energy, we have freedom. Freedom looks like this. She looks like this, a beautiful, simple mandala. Not simple, it's intricate in its own way, right? When we get into the rest, you'll see why I say simple. The affirmation tied with this is, I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. So going into that, I think there's a great sense of confidence that we're holding on to at this time, which is beautiful. And that confidence, I think that it's really supporting us as we're making decisions, as we're going forward, as we're just staying still if we want to stay, if that's where we find ourselves currently, you know. We don't always have to be emotional all the time, you know. It's not always summer all the time. It's not always spring or autumn all the time. We go through different phases of our life, and sometimes we need rest periods, and it's different for all of us, right? To clarify the freedom card, we have 3 cards: the knowledge card, the wisdom card, and the sensuality card, which is an interesting combination. The sensuality sort of threw me off a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. So I think that with all these cards coming out, first of all, I always say this, life is a process of knowledge and applying that knowledge. And I feel like wisdom is the application of that knowledge. I feel like the garnering and the ingesting of knowledge, that's going to happen regardless of who we are and what we do, where we're at. We're going to receive enlightenment or knowledge in some way or shape or form. Wisdom is knowing how to apply that knowledge going forward, right? Wisdom is recognizing the things that are aligned with us, essentially, right? And then for the sensuality card, essentially, I tied it to the sacral chakra, okay? That orange energy, even though there's no orange in this card, it is that creative energy. It is that birthing energy. And this is such a time of initiating and birthing. We're going into a cardinal season from a mutable season. Mutables are energy is about adjusting. Cardinal signs and energy is about starting. It's about beginning. It's about being a first. It's about being new, right? So I think we're having the freedom to embrace this newness. And with that may come, breaking away from old, right? Which is beautiful. Okay? Okay. For the second question of what we can expect to experience going through this full moon energy, we got the worry card, okay? And let me show you why I said a simple mandala, right? We're going to go into this next mandala, which is not unsimple. It's just very different. The worry card says, I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. Okay? And that's powerful stuff, okay? I think that changing the way that we approach situations and experience situations can do loads of benefits for us, right? If someone shows up and it has a nasty attitude at work and we just greet them with a smile, we greet them with genuine happiness or focus on solidarity and union, not solidarity and being mad, but solidarity in love, right? Be love, right? That can have the capacity to impact their life and change their life for the better, or change their attitude, and that can be a big thing. That could be a big shift for someone, So to clarify the worry, I think that there may come some concerns in relationships. It's clarified by the family card. It is reversed, okay? So there may be some sense of disconnect happening, or that has been experienced up until this point, maybe, because next we have the Judgment card, and I think that we may be, with the way that it's depicted, the ties, like we were being filled with this sense of disconnect, potentially, being filled with this sense of anguish. Almost, but with clarity and confrontation. Doesn't have to be a negative, violent confrontation, right? It can be, like I said, it could be a transmutation of energy. That your energy is so solid, okay, with all these crystals, so solid that you're able to see eye to eye without there being animosity or anything of the sort, right? And I think that is also going to bring us to a place of really substantiating this grounded energy. We have Gaia as the last clarification card for this section. So when we face this worry, recognize that worry doesn't help any situation as much as, being knowledgeable and wise about a situation will. Finding how to better approach more mindfully, or more, I want to say methodically, but methodically, based on knowledge, right? Any situation that presents chaos or friction, okay? Before I get into the last section here, this is, okay, the cards that are on my desk right now, but also I have these cards on my desk right now, and that is the bottom of the deck energy. So I'm going to go into this last week, and then I will tie it to the bottom of the deck energy from both of the decks that I used. All right, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if this applies to you, okay? With the full moon energy, it may not apply to you altogether, so go ahead and reference this video as much as you need to, okay? Yeah, with the eclipse energy, it may come later too. So if this resonates with you, please do like, share, and subscribe. Or any of those. You don't have to do them all. Of course, free will is a thing. For this final question of exiting this full moon phase, the potency of this full moon phase, we have courage, okay? And courage, this is not necessarily a simple mandala. It's very consistent. It does have that orange energy, that sacral chakra energy, also that solar energy in the middle, right? Courage says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Okay? So with courage, to clarify it more, we have perspective. Okay? So I think that what we experience throughout this time of the full moon, the potent energy of the full moon, that maybe presents a sense of worry, will put us in a place where our perspectives are either challenged or broadened, or where we receive just new perspectives, right? That's wonderful. I think that also it feels like this is tied to value and worth. So what's worth it? Is the toxic relationship that you have with your family member worth it at this point in your life to continue? Toxic relationship with maybe, or a broken relationship with your spouse or your ex, is it worth it? It's things that we're thinking about now that are really going to take us into the next year with the stability that we need to go forth. We are entering the age of Aquarius. Next year is the jump off, okay? So just know that sense of expansion is there. One thing that I found really interesting about this reading is on the diagonal for this final card of Desire, which is the last card that came out in the reading, in the first part of the reading. It's a beautiful like roadmap. It goes from knowledge to judgment to desire, right? With that roadmap, I feel like we are going to be able to connect better to the things that do align with us, right? That do honor who we are as beings, as souls, as spirits, as angelites, okay? As divines. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful. Let's go ahead and go down the third column as well. Sensuality, Gaia, and desire. Tapping into what does bring us alive and does activate us. It'll fortify our grounding going forward so that those things that we do desire, we're able to stay open to them and stay receiving them, be able to acknowledge and recognize them so that we can, be like, hey,
you're what I'm wanting.
This is what I'm wanting. It doesn't have to be a person, but it may be. Doesn't have to be a position, but it may be. Doesn't have to be a lifestyle change, but it may be. Okay, that is the sugar honey iced tea of the reading. Okay, let's go into the bottom of the deck energy, and this will be the closing energy for this reading. So the bottom of the deck for the soul journey, which are these cards with the mandala, the soul journey deck was gratitude. It's reversed. And since it's reversed, I read the next card.
That's what I do.
It says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So we may be put in a place of many opportunities, but underneath that card is the friendship card. And it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. When it came to this question of what we will experience, the family card did come up reversed. So like I said, there may be disconnects happening in relationships that we're recognizing. There may be a feeling of isolation happening for some of us. There may be just broken relationships that we're recognizing at this time, or over-judgmental relationships, either that we're being over-judgmental or that we're being judged in ways that are not kind, in ways that are not valid, that are challenging us to get a clearer, steadier, more stable understanding of what our next steps are, what our position is now, and what the truth is, what the truth of the matter is. Okay, so for the bottom of the deck energy, we have that friendship card, but then for the, I don't remember what this deck is for this deck, where it was a clarification, we have change. So I think that it's really time to embrace the changes that are afoot, whether they be good or bad, negative, positive, delightful, not so delightful. Okay, so like the friendship card said, that friends are in your life for a reason. I always say people are in your life for a reason, a season, a lesson, or a lifetime. Our values are going to be challenged when it comes to relationships at this time, it feels, or within relationships, it feels. Be sure to stick to your loins, okay? Stick to what you truly value. Let the things that fall, the relationships and the matters that fall by the wayside as a result of not honoring who you are and who you want to be, let it happen. Because then we open ourselves up for other relationships and opportunities that are more aligned and fixed to us. Okay, we can begin more stable relationships than some of the relationships we're already in. In the change card, it is shedding skin. So it's adapting. It's going through a new phase. We're coming out of Virgo season. Virgo season is that adaptable energy going into this cardinal season, which is about starting. So we're starting a new phase. And we are hopefully starting with the things that honor us, honor our pleasures, honor our sensuality, honor our desire, honor our stability, as opposed to those things that encourage more broken instances and more broken experiences. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, Divine Angellight, to be love, stay light, and that you got this. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and just have a wonderful experience of this full moon. Keep a lookout for the eclipse message that will be coming out in a short, and the Libra season preview, which I hopefully will go live for. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay. I'm out of here.